You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
We are TFR. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Thank God it's Friday.
Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Happy Friday, my friend.
It's Friday, my dudes.
And a happy Friday to everybody. Welcome to the Ironworx right here, Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Josh, Walt, Zack hanging out with you this morning. Good morning to all Grand Rising Fiat Lux. Happy First Light. All that good stuff.
Howdy.
Shout out to Travis, the Plain Truth, there in chat.
What's up, brother?
Travis.
Long time, friend. I'm just trying to log into something and having trouble. Hang on.
I'm going to give a big shout out to Andrew B. as well, who is not over there on Rockfin as of yet, but did reach out on Telegram, wanting to know how to get a hold of you, Zack, so he can give you some non-criticizing questions, I think is how he worded it.
That's true. I remember you saying he was trying to reach out whilst we were gaming.
Been researching the Tesla coil, and it's gonna, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to make my own in order to send and receive electricity.
Yeah, you better get Parker on the phone.
He's the one I've been watching lately, and
I bet.
Yeah, I learned some stuff yesterday, and I was like, "Damn, how do you know all this stuff?" But then again, at the same time, this little thing on my shoulder says, "Just do it anyway." If he doesn't know something,
and that's that monkey brain. I mean, what was that I watched? Lizard brain, the amygdala. Talking to you. Anyway, sorry, I'm sidetracked trying to get something open. I don't know what's going on. Hang on.
You got a monkey brain. Okay.
I do sometimes. Like right now, I feel like I'm going because it's just. Anyway, it's not that important.
Remember on Temple of Doom when they were sitting down to eat and they had to pull the top of the
cheated monkey brain.
Monkey brain.
And what was it? Was it eyes in the soup?
And then you remember like 2-3 weeks later when your buddy said, "Yeah, dude, I got this videotape from my cousin."
Yep.
And they've got real people eating real monkey brains. Watch. And you watch this ridiculous movie called Faces of Death. And you were like, "Hey, bro, have you ever seen a special effects movie or behind the scenes making up or any of that? Let me tell you how they're doing that and that and that." Anyway.
I heard they did make out a counter video of more realistic or
Yeah, later on it got sick.
and
Yeah,
traces
but when
of
that
death.
one was like 89% not real.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, it did its job for all the 13-year-old sleepovers, though, when we were kids in the 80s. Anyway, I digress.
I did not like them.
No, I didn't either. I never understood it. Never understood the fascination of all those horrible videos that are out there that you can access right here amongst, this horrible, evil shit that we do that gets us blocked or gets our channel removed, gets our fucking life's work that we've done over the last 8 years totally just poof gone away because we're doing such horrible evil shit here. But yeah, you can just go watch beheadings and etc. I don't even want to get on it. People, or I'm sorry, non-humans.
Oh, how is your
That's
week?
the only thing that can explain that to me is people that are not human wanting to see it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
I was just saying, how was your week there, Josh?
Oh, my week was good. Uneventful. It's always the same for me. I have that MF in 9 to 5 or 7 to 3:30, whatever you want to call it. So that's pretty much my week every fucking week. So that I can, not die. Gotta eat, all that good shit. So it's nominal. It's Friday, my dudes. So that's something.
All right.
Shout out to West FE, getting ready to crash and pass out there in Las Vegas. Stay cool, stay hydrated as best you can. I hear there's some real water issues out that way.
Oh, and don't take aspirin, I guess, if you're hot. That's a new one. That's what's causing all the heart attacks now.
Right. Because aspirin is
the thing that they gave people for, probably 25, 30 years for heart problems, thinning the blood, making it flow through a heart that's having a palpitation, literally at death. It can save your life. Know people who've taken an aspirin at the edge of a heart attack, saved their lives, also with stroke. I'm not a doctor. Don't take my advice, because obviously these experts who flip-flop every 3 fucking seconds, they're the ones to listen to.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Common heart medications linked to greater heart attack risk during hot weather. I'm sorry, but we've had hot weather before.
Know that.
And people have been taking this medication for a long time. Oh, it's just crazy. But we can't mention anything else, right? You just can't.
Right, again, that horrible, terrible stuff that we do comparable to, all sorts of atrocities. It's because words are power.
So Death Valley had a record 100 or 1,000 year event. It flooded.
Nice. So it only floods every 1,000 years. The last time it flooded was 1,000 years ago. Is that what people are claiming?
Yeah, maybe they got it. Let's see. Dude, I'm pretty sure 1492, Columbus and all that, New World. How do they know what happened 1,000 years ago? Oh, because
there was one?
Carbon dating.
We took a look at the rocks, and the rocks are 400 billion years old. So that tells us fuck all.
I stayed out of that place. I didn't go into Death Valley.
Yeah.
Just didn't, No, I'm joking. I just didn't want to go into Death Valley. I had no intention of going to Vegas or none of that stuff. So it's equal to roughly 75% of the average annual total in just 3 hours. What's their annual total?
Sorry.
I was in New Mexico and the annual total was like an inch of rain. inch and a half of rain a year. So an inch and a half in 3 hours, yeah, that's some rain, but I mean, Josh had a lot more rain than that recently.
Yeah, we took 10 in 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Wow. Well, it does rain and that's there. It's still not giving it to me. No.
I'm busy saying hey to the folks in chat as I do, so I apologize for letting you guys give us all that horrible dead air.
And a big congratulations to Liz the Iron Maiden, celebrating her 6th year this August as a globe denier.
Nice. Now that's a birthday.
Yeah, it is.
I'm looking here. Vividness 420 says, hey guys, by the way, did you notice that apparently the Japan government has resigned and is now dissolved? No one is talking about it. This I had not heard.
I missed that one as well, so
might have to do a little
might have to dig here.
A lot of Japan.
I think I said hey to everybody. If I missed somebody, I was completely having flip-flopping with my I see somebody. Anyway. All right, there we go. All right, so China, what happened? There was one?
Japan apparently is now.
I mean, Japan,
is
yeah.
in anarchy.
Man, that place. So they're just going to turn it over to the world and let them have it? I mean, what does this even mean?
First, I put Japan G. I have government of Japan, and then the second suggestion is Japan government resigns.
Mm. Well, you tell me, sir. What the hell?
Business Today. Actually, let me close this out. I'm going to load this up into my Space Lettuce pile. That way,
there you go.
I can share it with
I can see it too.
This one.
Wow, that is epic. Sorry, I just saw some funny stuff over there on Rockfin.
Lines in its entirety?
It's what it's saying right here. In its entirety from Business Today.
This is also from a bunch of different places. 3, 4, Bernama, 5, Head Topics. There's a bunch of things that have covered this already. Reddit, News Ghana, New York Times. Wow. Okay. So go ahead.
All right, let me open up Space Lettuce here. What the hell? I know I've done this already this morning and set this all up once.
See, everything seems to be happening wrong for all my little clicks and clings this morning. I don't know. I thought it was just me, but apparently it's you too. Maybe the little internet trolls came by and helped us last night and set our settings for us. They saw things we were doing incorrectly while they were making shoes. Wait, that was nice. Trolls. It was dwarves. What was that the shoemaker had? Elves. That was it. Elves. Right. Yeah. Damn it.
Little cobbler
little people.
So the entire Japanese government has resigned. Supnik reported, quoting a Kyoto news agency report. A special meeting of the cabinet started at 11:30 a.m. local time. That's about 2:30 Greenwich Mean Time. The new Japanese government, led by Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, is expected to be announced soon. Originally, the government reshuffle was supposed to be carried out in early September, but now, due to the mention to accelerate the promotion of his economic concept of new capitalism, the need to take action due to rising food and fuel prices, and in order to prepare in advance for the session of Parliament, the Prime Minister decided to speed up the reshuffle process in the government. So I guess it's not like they're abolishing the government per se. They're the one party, I guess, is
that button.
What'd you say, Zach?
I said, are they hitting the reset button or something?
That does sound kind of like what it is. It's like when they switch leaders, they sort of wipe the slate clean, sort of, smooth the sand out, would you? So they can make a new sand sculpture. Or what is that?
That sounds
Zen
like something
garden.
we should do here. Get rid of all these people who have been in there for, 30, 40 years in Congress and things like that and all that nonsense. We don't need lifetime politicians.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Did you see? Sorry. This
No,
is
go.
actually on the heels of one of their prime ministers getting executed right as he was like giving a speech, like mid speech. Turns around and there's this guy with a homemade gun and just blasts him right there on the tarmac or wherever they are. And I think they did manage to get him to a hospital or something where he died later. But yeah, I think this is part of that reshuffling and what happens after that guy came out and shot him dead.
Yeah. Okay. I don't watch those shows. I mean, I like what's that? Walk in the Shadow. I mean, What We Do in the Shadows. I watched that one. It's kind of like that at this point for me. I mean, as we intro our show every frickin' Tuesday and Friday morning, and have to hear about crap that I don't care about, a show I don't watch, that I don't participate in, that I don't even let affect my life. Oh, it does affect your life. No, it really doesn't. And I saw some questions in chat about a raid or a somewhat other channel that was on last night, I guess. And again, that's the level it is for me. And I'm not dissing anybody and what they're into, because I'm into a whole lot of crazy shit that people probably wouldn't give two fucks about. But it just is at this point, what smoke and mirrors, there you go. Daz, script, frickin' script. And I don't like the writers, don't like the plot, don't like the callbacks. I don't watch that show. Anyway, sorry. I'll stop ranting. It's early. Coffee's kicking in.
Yep.
I think a government by the people could work. I really think it could.
Through voluntary interactions. You got to be able to claim subject matter jurisdiction before you just go a blanket statement and say, all right, we're a government now. Majority says we rule, so fuck the rest of you. It needs to be some voluntary interaction. I think it's written somewhere in the Constitution, Bill of Rights.
I think we
go ahead,
get
sir.
rid of not the politicians, right? You need politicians to have a government, but it doesn't need to be a popularity contest. And the people voting, they don't need to pass any tests or anything, but how about this? If you want to be in the government, you get a list of questions. You answer those questions honestly. And then your answers get put on a thing. So people go up and read your answers. And then they vote on that. They don't get to see your face. They don't get to see your name. They don't get to see what color you are. They don't get to see what religion you are, any of the bullshit. It's not a popularity contest. We're going to vote on what you believe, what you plan on doing. And if people don't want to sit down and read that stuff, then you don't get to vote. It's not a popularity contest. So I'm just waiting for John Travolta or Tom Cruise or one of these people to be the next freaking president of the United States, and I'm just going to lose it completely. It's not a popularity contest. This is like supposed to be important stuff. I'm not talking about in the show, but in reality, the government is supposed to serve an important function. And it can, again. It's just been usurped and taken over by, how many secret society members do you think are in the government? I bet it's a majority. That needs to be one of the rules. You can be in secret societies in this country. It's a free country. You just don't get to work as a public servant anymore because you took an oath that supersedes all other oaths you take. So anything you say here is not valid anymore.
Is that the way oaths work, though? I mean, is it really just the most recent oath that applies?
No,
So, like,
this
whatever oath you take. Well, yeah, because that's the last one you took.
No, it's not the last one. They say it when they say it.
Well,
This
they
oath-
say it when they say it. Sure. So the next one, if you say it then it doesn't it supersede it just like the other one did? So as long as you say this one supersedes every oath, every other oath, then every one you take will always supersede all the others.
Well, this one isn't to death, though.
Well,
if you break this oath,
throw that one in there too. Fuck it. Throw it in there too. Is that really how oaths work, though? Do you just get to say whatever you want to say, and as long as it's the last thing you said, that's what applies?
Well, no, that's the thing, though. We don't say that when we take an oath to the Constitution, that this oath supersedes all other oaths we've ever taken. But in the secret society stuff, that's part of their oath.
So if we did, would it?
I don't know.
So if they do, does it?
It all depends on the person, right?
I suppose
that's
so.
what I'm saying. So you don't get to be in a secret society if you want to be a public servant anymore. It's that simple. You can if you want to, but you don't get to do this anymore. It's like if you want to be a lawyer, you can no longer be a congressman because you are part of two different branches of government now. That goes against the Constitution. We need to go back, and we don't need to change a whole bunch of stuff. We just need to follow the laws that are actually there that, so many people just tend to overlook and it's okay. Yeah, I mean, it was set up really good, in my opinion. A lot of the stuff was set up really well, and then it's been changed so much. We need to go back to actual money. Now, see, saying stuff like that will get you killed. I can talk about changing the way, but you start saying gold and silver as our money again, I'm not going to go that far. Not just yet.
I am a man from Marrero, the Chapalaya bioregion of southern Louisiana. I am the living fucking soil. I am the land incarnate. This is my declaration of independence. I, Walt Flat Earth Head Johnson, void all contracts made under the personage, my name in capital letters, with the corporation, United States of America. I am a natural born freeman of the land. I am not a corporate fiction. I am the living soil. That's all we need. That's all the fuck we need. We need to get James on.
Does the corporate fiction think that it's you? Or is it just two distinct capacities in which we operate? I think I saw somebody else mention in chat. I'm gonna call him out just because it was unfamiliar. Ian Alberto. Also, no dual citizenship. In government, you can't serve two masters.
Nice. Welcome, Ian.
I don't know if that's the way the law works, though. Think about this. Here's the Deal channel here on YouTube has recently gone back over some of the case law and Supreme Court rulings in regards to the right to travel.
Yeah. Yes.
So what you can do is you can operate in your private capacity as you travel from point A to point B in your private conveyance, or you can act in your, public capacity, commercial capacity, whereas you might be driving somebody else for a profit in order to get them from point A to point B as part of your job or something, right? Private versus public, non-commercial versus commercial, as a way to escape the matrix and try to find a bit of freedom. There are people that are disavowing their United States citizenship and claiming a state citizenship. For instance, I would no longer be a U.S. citizen. I would now be a citizen of Missouri, only because it allows for that dual citizenship, wherein we can wear whichever hat we choose to wear. We could be federal or state. We can be private or public. I mean, there's all different ways to. We have those options, and because we have those options, we can choose to be or not to be at any given time. But that's when it gets tricky, because then it takes more than just words and declarations and oaths. There will be physical evidence. You can't be driving somebody from point A to point B and be like, look, I'm not doing anything commercially. I'm just driving from point A to point B, and this guy just happens to be in the car with me at the same time. I mean, if you are operating commercially, then you can't claim to not be. Things like that, but I'm just rambling at this point. I believe it's going to be hitting the break time very, very soon.
Travis talking about affidavit of status, which is ringing a bell, but I'd like some clarity on. So we'll get to that, I suppose, on the other side of this break. It is slamming into us.
Yes, it is.
As I check the clock on the wall.
Catch 22 says lawyers are foreign agents. That is absolutely correct. And according to the Titles of Nobility Act, should not be then allowed to be in the government. Oof. Or even U.S. citizens, as I recall. I'm pretty sure they did codify that into the USC somewhere, even if you can't find it written in the Constitution anywhere but the original U.S. Constitution. Inalienable or unalienable? Stick around. We got more coming up on the second half of the first half of the Ironworks right after this.
Don't wait until they tell you you are ready. Get in there. The world might say you are not allowed to yet. I waited a long time out in the world before I gave myself permission to fail. Please, don't even bother asking. Don't bother telling the world you are ready. Show it. Do it. Raise the rest of your life to meet you. Don't search for defining moments, because they will never come. The moments that define you have already happened, and they will already happen again.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Gio, founder of Truth Frequency Radio and host of Beyond the Veil. The mainstream media and establishment are running scared right now, and they've prominently featured truthfrequencyradio.com as number 89 on the federal government's hit list, also known as the fake news list, which is essentially a list of sites slated for censorship on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and other social media. Now is the time for you to get involved. Share your favorite TFR shows far and wide on forums and social media. Tell your friends and family about your favorite shows. If you're a business owner, get in touch with us to feature your product or service right here on TFR. And if you haven't done so already, become a TFR supporter now and get unlimited commercial-free downloads in high quality.
Visit truthfrequencyradio.com/sign-up.
Thank you for making TFR the leader in independent and uncensored talk radio. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection
From deception.
For millennia, mankind has been searching for answers to the big questions, such as, where did the universe come from? Where did we come from? Why are we here? Are we alone? And just what the heck is the Sasquatch all about? I can't promise you answers, and neither can the Woo Crew, but they invite you to join them Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight in the UK, for Freaky Friday, exclusively on Truth Frequency Radio. Spirituality, multiverse, quantum mechanics, the occult, and so much conspiracy analysis that it will make your mind melt. Take my word for it. Freaky Friday. It's more than a show. It's a way of life. I am Stephen Hawking, and I am proud to be a Wookiee.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the Ironworks, kicking off right now. And man, I got in here by the skin of my teeth once again. Damn bunny loves. You know, bunnies are social animals. So when I wake up at 3 a.m. and she's been out there free roaming in her little area that she does, she gets lonely. She doesn't have any bond mates. So it's just her out there napping and a pooping and a eating, waiting for somebody to wake up and give her some attention. So then I get up on a Tuesday morning and a Friday morning and go rolling out there and just don't have time to stop and give her the attention she requires, that she demands. Lady Binks of Bruxington, Shire Ferdham. But that's the bunny update. She's getting big. She's getting old. She doesn't look like a bunny anymore. She looks more like a rabbit.
I've been looking at rabbits. Like, you know, some rabbits are enormous.
Yeah.
Like 30+ pound rabbits.
Yep.
It's crazy. They're like bigger than Hank. They're like the same size as Hank. It's insane. I never knew.
Yeah, little tiny ones, great big ones. It really is crazy.
Yeah, I had no idea. See, you're helping me grow.
Dixie said from about the third day that we had a rabbit that you would be a good bunny parent. Because it really does require a bit of a calm demeanor when you are dealing with prey animals. Because they've got this inherent ability to be a little bit skittish to begin with, so as to not become prey. And that's why it's so cool when they do let you pet them, or they do get comfortable enough to just bun up like a loaf of bread, or just totally flop and lay out, sprawled out next to you, or even hop around when you're in the same room, because they are so skittish and so quick to run away so as not to become prey. That's what makes it really cool when you can connect and bond with your rabbit, because then the rabbit doesn't necessarily act like a prey animal anymore. And when you
you get to see them in their normal state.
Yeah, poor Layla doesn't even get respect from the prey animals. Really, Binks would just chase her around the kitchen. It's fucking comical. Little white bunny chasing the black dog around the kitchen.
I bet that's too cute. So I found this article yesterday, and I had to crack up. This is from space.com, published about 24 hours ago by Robert Lea. Lea. Moon rocks found in Antarctica include tiny amounts of gas that may have come from Earth. Okay, let me read it one more time, in case you missed it. Moon rocks found in Antarctica include blah, 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 blah. So they're finding moon rocks in Antarctica now. And they say, well, it had to have originated on Earth because it has noble gases that are only found here on Earth. Which
Then,
yeah. Well, they're saying that this gives credence to the fact that a large body smashed into the Earth at some time and it created the moon. Giant impact theory, they call it.
No, that's some terrific mental gymnastics.
Yeah.
I found some rocks, and they've got gases from Earth. This must be from the moon, based on the fact that I found it on Earth, and it contains minerals and gases that are found on Earth. I can only deduce that it came from the moon.
Finding, and this is a quote, finding solar gases for the first time in basaltic minerals from the moon that are unrelated to any exposure on the lunar surface was such an exciting result. And how do you know these rocks are from the moon?
I just told you we found them on Earth, and they contain gases and minerals that are found on Earth. It can only be deduced that they came from the moon.
The moon's, oh, this is great. Other lines of evidence that support this theory include the fact that the moon is lightweight, lacking large amounts of iron in its interior, while 30% or so of Earth's mass is sealed in its iron-rich core. The moon's mantle rocks also have a similar composition to those of Earth, and these rocks are both significantly different from Martian meteorites. Oh my goodness. So now we found Martian meteorites too from Mars?
So Mars has also collided with Earth? Jesus. Or did Mars collide with the moon, which then collided with Earth? I don't know. Fuck, we're back to billiard balls. Guess we just need to look at that Budweiser light that's hanging above the table to figure out the shape of the table.
Blah, 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 blah. These fragments eventually fell to Earth as meteorites. Scientists spotted the dark space rocks against the blinding white of Antarctica. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they found moon rocks in Antarctica. That's why they won't let us go there. Oh my gosh. Well, such gases are not necessarily for life. It would be interesting to know how some of these noble gases survived the brutal and violent formation of the moon. Such knowledge might help scientists in geochemistry and geophysics to create new models that show more generally how such most volatile elements can survive planet formation in our solar system and beyond. Okay, that's enough of that stupid nonsense. And let's see, comments. No comments. Can't leave a comment. Can't. No.
Nope, just take our word for it. We don't need actual discourse on the matter. Why would you even bother to doubt that, though? Rocks on Earth, elements from Earth equals moon rock.
Yeah, makes sense. I wonder if it's petrified wood.
Well, there's no trees. No trees on the lunar surface, Zach.
Yeah, they got a hut on the dark side.
Jabba? Or a pizza?
So the Parker space probe was coming back with sun rocks, right? Is that what they're doing? They scoop some up? Or is that, maybe I watched a movie. I'm confused. I'm not sure.
Rocks from the sun?
Sun rocks, they have to be
They
coming
go up?
soon, I'm sure.
Well, I heard Biden say we were going to the sun. He said we're NASA asked for 26 billion next year and they got it, or something like that. And NASA or Biden was giving his speech saying this is so we can get to the moon and Mars, the sun, and beyond. I haven't heard any plans of any people going to the sun. I know they have that probe up there that's supposed to touch the sun. Be cool.
They're going to bring some rocks back. Parker probe, I think. Parker probe. I'm being silly. Oh.
Not just to the sun, but beyond. We'll hit like 95 million miles.
Well, it seems that flat earthers are not the only people that are getting blackballed in the scientific community anymore.
I saw that.
This kind of blew my mind. Well, it didn't really blow my mind. This is how modern science works, right? If somebody proposes something that doesn't go along with the way everybody else thinks, then we just blackball it and put it in a box and nobody talk about it, right? Isn't that how science goes?
Yeah.
So now these are actual people who believe in the heliocentric model and, you know, all that kind of jazz. All they're saying is that the Big Bang didn't happen the way that, you know, modern science, if you want to call it that, claims that this place got all started. So they're anti-Big Bang theory scientists, and they're facing censorship by international journals. These guys have had all kinds of stuff published already and this and that, and now they're saying that without any reason, these new proposals for how the universe got started and go against the Big Bang, which they have, like, you know, according to astrophysics, they have proof. They have evidence. Even though they're just looking at lights and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But
settled science.
Yeah, when they were building the Big Bang model, they did. It all has to do with that redshift, blue shift stuff. And they're finding out that, hey, this light can redshift, blue shift, and it's not moving at all. Like, we're not moving, the object isn't moving, but you can get this change in this shift, which would, you know, totally upset the whole Big Bang model because it's all based on that. It's all based on, what's that called? Radar guns use it.
Doppler?
Yeah, the Doppler effect.
Yeah, that's the whole thing they build it on, the red and blue shift from Doppler.
Well,
which has no flaws in it at all.
Yeah. This scientist figured out that, hey, I'm seeing a red shift and a blue shift from the same object, and supposedly, you know, I'm not moving, the object isn't moving, but I can see this shift taking place. And there's a big group of them, you know, I forget how many, 10, maybe 20, something like that.
I think 24, I read. There was 24, I think.
They're trying to get this out there and published in, you know, scientific journals. And they're finding that, yeah, they don't want people to hear about this. So they're just not, I mean, no peer review, no nothing. The editors are the ones doing this.
Well, can you imagine what happens if flat earthers get a hold of this information? That you can take objects that are completely still and motionless and apply this data and make it look and appear as if it's moving forward and away from us or heading towards us. We can create the illusion of motion of the stars in the cosmos based on absolutely nothing.
Well, to go on to say that this sort of censorship of scientific research is unfair and unfortunate. Join the club, bud. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you hear about what this place really is and try sharing that.
What I don't understand about the idea of this whole Doppler crap and explaining the movement of the spheres, if the gravity bending occurring on these blankets in space they keep showing us that somehow is how gravity works and can be used as a fucking lens and shifts huge balls of gases and frickin' great masses of ice and snow and dirt and whatever else they say these spheres are made of. All that is happening to this very low force. It's not a strong force. It's not really even a force. You can think of it as a force. It's not really a force, but we're going to call it, it's a force. Gravity. And that thing gets all fucked up through there. But these Doppler waves somehow aren't affected by any of their other little forces. I don't know. It just is a big fucking spaghetti of bullshit. Nom, 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 nom.
This last little section of the story kind of cracks me up. It says, what's the Big Bang Theory? According to a NASA explainer, the Big Bang Theory indicates how the universe began as just a single point and then expanded and stretched to grow as large as it is right now, and it is still believed to be stretching. This according to a NASA explainer. Yep.
Oh, my goodness. What are the qualifications to be a NASA explainer, I wonder, and can I apply? Because I think NASA got some splaining to do.
I love it. Walk and Axel points it out perfectly. No name explainer. Yeah, who said that? Just NASA?
A NASA mansplainer. Some dude on the sidewalk.
Boyner says he wants to be a NASA explainer when he grows up.
NASA explainer sounds a lot better than my neighbor Jeff.
He doesn't actually work for NASA, but he sympathizes.
But he'll explain things
when
about
I'm confused about NASA, he explains it right up.
He knows all the words. Gravitational lensing.
Quantum.
Oh, you got to throw quantum in front of like 90% of the words. What's another good space word? Quantum. Yeah, they just put space in front
Quark. I like quark. It's always one of my favorite space words, quark.
Pulsar. Quasar.
That's an awesome TV. They used to rock big.
Plus, it keeps your wine from turning into vinegar. Sorry.
What? Sorry.
Oh, I said, plus it keeps your wine from turning into vinegar.
There is that. Speaking of those old Quasar TVs, if you have an old Quasar TV with an old set of rabbit ears on it, guess what? We can prove there's been a fucking Big Bang. So there's your settled science right there.
And you've all seen it. If you're old enough to have the old TVs with
right, buddy.
Big, that wasn't like, 2 inches or less in depth. We're talking like 1.5 feet, 2 deep televisions.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. One of the predictions of the Big Bang, which asserts that today's universe, came from that early hot dense state of something, is that there should be leftover low energy radiation permeating the whole of space. When you calculate what the wavelength of that radiation ought ding, 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 to be, many billions of years later, it turns out to be just right to interact with an old television set's rabbit ear antenna. If you turn an old TV set to channel 3, about 1% of that static like snow you see originates from the Big Bang itself.
I've heard this before. like growing up.
I grew up and heard this too.
Proof.
We called it ant races, and that was fine enough for us.
That is proof.
That's proof, buddy. Proof.
Oh, here no. Pop.
So, airplane mode. When I woke up this morning and turned airplane mode off,
popcorn.
It was motherfucking popcorn. I'm trying to figure out how to frantically turn it down because it's 3 a.m. and I'm still in bed and my phone's just popping off like it's a fucking movie theater.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, there was a little stint yesterday where I didn't hear too many pops. Then I realized I had my phone turned down. I'm sitting there looking at it like, oh, pop. Like, why haven't you popped recently? What's going on here? Is there something wrong with the app, or is the app down? And yep, all my settings were turned down. I guess I do that from time to time. I don't know. I don't remember doing it, but remember the Death Star? Nope, that's a South Park reference. The member berries.
I missed that one.
Oh, it was good. It was about all the old people remembering the good times before all this crazy nonsense started. Yeah, that's a good one to go watch. Man, those guys, I've quit watching South Park, but for a time there, they were it was genius what they were doing. Now they've gone down the road of, following a storyline and this and that. I think once they started doing that for a couple seasons, I quit. But they were so smart at satire, political, entertainment, religious. They did not pull punches. The only punch they ever pulled was the Muhammad one. They wanted to draw a picture of Muhammad, and that, if you know anything about the Muslim community, that's one of their no-nos. You don't draw the prophet. That's not who we idolize. We idolize the creator. And yeah, it pissed them off to where they had to bleep it out, kind of. They supposedly drew him, but it was all squared out, blurred out. And that was their compromise. But that's the only time they ever compromised. But yeah, just geniuses at the political satire and making fun of the Federal Reserve, but using Federal Express as their, man, it was made for people that knew what was actually going on in, that world in the show, but also for people who had no idea. People could laugh and not know, but if you actually knew what they were talking about, it's 10 times funnier. And they seem to get away from that. And that's when I quit watching. But yeah, that was one of my favorite shows for a while. As dumb and stupid as it was, if you got the actual humor, not the slapstick humor, it was an amazing show. All right, I'm done talking about South Park. We're almost up to our second break already. Jeez, oh Pete.
We are. We've got about 2 minutes before we hit that next break.
It was actually a rallying point for me at one point, that show, because in the little town that I was living in, which is now the town I'm back to and living in, the local cable company had decided that they weren't going to carry that anymore once it became a thing. They took the channel off the fucking cable system at that point. So you couldn't even see it here. There was a place called, oh, damn it, what was it called? I almost said Curious Goods, but that was a whole other place. Toys here locally had a lot of bootleg type music, videos, vinyl, you name it, they had bootlegs and all kind of obscure, crazy, hard to get movies, shows, anything. And they had the Christmas demo and like the first, I think it was 8 or 9 episodes, whatever had been put out on 2 different video cassettes that I went and got and made. So I didn't make copies of that. What am I saying? Made so many people aware of it and watching it, and they started all bitching at the cable company here locally and like, we want this freaking channel back, we want this show, blah blah blah, until it finally got put back to the cable company. They made it, they put it back on the system, whatever you call it, their roster of channels. So yeah, we made a difference for Chef, because you gotta help the children. And then it all turned into madness and craziness. And yeah, lots of craziness over the years. I had found that cassette somewhere back in the day too, about probably right when we moved to this house. And it was like, what? This is awesome to have the original like short that they had made as kind of a Christmas card for like Hollywood people. It wasn't, that's kind of how they got started. It was literal cut out pieces of cardboard. Anyway.
Gotta love that hot break music. Stick around. We got a whole nother half of the show coming up. Thanks for making it this far. We'll see you right after this.
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing problem in today's modern media. From the mainstream to YouTube and Google, the information you're looking for is buried by official narratives and propaganda. This is why TFR is 100% uncensored, unregulated, and listener-supported. The shows on TFR are not micromanaged by the station, and our hosts are free to speak their minds however they please. As such, the views and opinions expressed on our station are of those who make them. If you happen to hear anything offensive on TFR, please send us an email to toughtitty@tfrlive.com, and we'll be happy to tell you that we really don't give a damn. We stand for freedom of speech and non-censorship. If you also stand for free speech, you can go to tfrlive.com/signup and sign up for a TFR supporter pass and help us in our mission to keep the airwaves uncensored and unregulated. TFR Live, your uncensored and unregulated protection from deception.
Proverbs 4:20. Your lungs are now filling up with chronic. Oh, I know what that means. COVID-19. Get out of my lungs. COVID-19. Get out of my body. Get out of here.
So yeah, I'm trying to let people in the other chats know.
We should be back up and running though. I
I'm
crashed.
just typing away.
It still says live on YouTube.
They said there we go. So apparently you got it. Back up. Whoa, I'm getting, here we go. Yes, we can hear you. Josh is the hero.
Shout out to Baldini. Unintended consequences.
Wood, bald and pantsless. And Dave. Flat Earth Dave, the man himself. What's up?
Zach, you're going to need to go ahead and repeat what it was you were telling everybody the sun is made from.
All right, rewind it.
Yeah. You were telling everybody exactly what the sun and moon are. And apparently that's when I crashed.
Yeah.
So if you...
Yeah, I just had a brain fart and I forgot.
Damn it. And it was all solved. And just like that, the universe
you guys missed
disappeared.
it. You guys missed a hell of a conversation. We had it all sorted. Zach clued us in. Light bulbs went off.
Yeah,
everything fell into place.
Calm.
And then the whole thing messed up and we all forgot.
Chrome crashed. I crashed. That's just the way it goes. Sorry. Next time we'll be sure to catch it.
So did you see that the CDC is backing off on the guidelines?
I don't even know what those words mean that you're talking right now. I know those letters. I know that word in two different parts, but what happened?
It's like when you go to look at the ocean, you go to sea.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So they're loosening coronavirus.
Oh,
who is?
Here we go. We're getting crashed.
Who's loosening?
No, this is from, who's this from? The Washington Post.
Who's going to loosen these restrictions?
The CDC.
Yes. Let's look at the ocean.
So they say that this is just going to be part of our lives. Now, it's, they're putting less emphasis on social distancing, and the new guidance has dropped a 6-foot standard. The quarantine rule for unvaccinated people is gone. The agency's focus now is on highly vulnerable populations and how to protect them, not on the vast majority. Biden administration and its medical advisors have decided that the lower fatality rate from COVID-19 is a heavily vaccinated population permits a less demanding set of guidelines.
There was one? Commentary.
The current conditions of this pandemic are very different from those of the last 2 years. And blah, 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 blah. Killed this many people, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I read one part in this article where it was quoted that, the virologist is just saying, this is just going to be part of our lives. Kind of like something that used to be part of our lives every fall. People would get this certain thing called a flu. And it happened every year. And it changes a little bit every year and this and that. And some people die from it. Most people get over it.
Some people overindulge in bad, horrible shit, and their body's exomes overdo them as they're trying to get away. That does happen. You're right.
Yeah, there's no more quarantining. They say you should quarantine for 5 days if you test positive, but it's a recommendation, all that kind of stuff. If you're not showing any symptoms, you don't have to be tested or any of that walking into a place. If you look fine and feel fine, then you're just fine. So they're starting to pull back a little bit and saying it's still there. It's still killing people. But
it's just no longer asymptomatic. Whew. Good to know. Good to know. That's dangerous. All these perfectly healthy people walking around, not even knowing they're sick. Fuckers. Feeling good, looking good. Just a health distance.
Everything all at once. They have to pull the frog out of the boiling water slowly, like in reverse, kind of. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't have just ended it all. Then everybody would have been like, "Hey, wait a minute."
You mean we don't have to cook in this pot?
So that's looking towards a better horizon, I would say. It's just, yeah, it's still the narrative that they're pushing, but at least it's, not getting more and more aggressive. And I agree, Liz. I don't want anyone telling me what to do because I'm old. I agree. I am old.
Hey, Josh, I hate to stir this pot up again.
Uh-oh.
Did you see that video I dropped yesterday of the actual piece of space debris? God damn it. Here we go. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to.
Oh, yeah, I did. All I could think is 15,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, I knew you would love that video. Put that basically just for you. I'll drop it in chat so you guys can enjoy it. But, we are on the radio, so it's kind of defeating the purpose. But I just couldn't resist when I saw it for you.
Yeah, I might have
Man, I dropped one in here for you too, Zach. Let me find it. Go ahead, Zach, Josh.
I was just going to say, I may have to just pull that up and play it in the background.
You're gonna
with
play
no
it?
sound just
If
because.
you want to play it, I'll let you play it. Oh, here it is, Zach. I'll pop it open. Hang on. Are you actually going to play the video?
That was the plan. I'm not quite sure where.
For those of you who missed the last being Josh's bonnet.
Oh, I was so close. I almost had it there.
Do not buy solar panels.
Hush.
So, yeah. Let me go back so I can watch this too. Or do we have to watch it on YouTube with the rest of the world?
I can share it with you guys.
That's fine. Don't mess up everything to share it for us. I've watched it and chuckled and thought of you. So it all worked out.
Yeah, I think I was doing that this morning, I think, while I was getting ready with stuffs. Yeah, this was always, something. It's definitely something. There we go. Oh, my smoke still isn't set. I think I can still share screen here.
I can. Don't share it for us if it's hard.
I got it. Nah, we're good. We're good. And there's really no sense in sharing the sound because they're just talking about it. But yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's the Inside Edition. So, yeah, here's the big, hairy space debris.
Frills.
Right, because those...
And it definitely looks to be torn from spider leg. I mean, torn fibers of a...
I mean, 15,000 miles an hour. And, yeah, again.
Remember Jarts when we were really young?
Boy, do I.
Those were so fucking awesome. Anyway, I thought of Jarts as well when I was watching this. For those of you too young to remember the insanity of the 70s, there used to be metal tipped, I'd say, what, a foot and a half long, huge darts. You would each have 3, I believe, and stand on each side of a pretty large field or yard if you were lucky enough, put plastic hoops down on the ground and proceed to toss these high into the air in the direction of the other person, hoping to hit, their skull, but, it's really about the circle on the ground. That's what you're trying to hit. The 70s.
The chicken way of playing. We used to stand near
this. Just would at each other. We did too. I was trying to be PC.
And you just throw it straight up in the air. Who the last person is to step away. That's the winner.
Oh my God.
The loser, depending on if they got hit in the head.
Charts, I think, will be the show title.
And then, just to put this into perspective, according to the 9/11 Commission report, the airplane in Shanksville
disintegrated.
No. It went into the ground. It didn't disintegrate. Hell, it's probably still a whole complete
A whole
airplane.
plane into the ground, like transmufiguration,
Exactly.
morphication, latation, cassation,
Let's
15,000 miles an hour, and it's like that.
Oh God, now Zach's locked
See,
in. Wait,
that's my point. That's my point. 15,000 miles an hour, and it's stuck like that. And they say it's like, what they say, 3 meters, like 9 feet. So, I mean, how much of that could even actually be in the ground, supporting the rest of that up? I mean, it'd have to be like 50 feet long, and that's just the only part that we could see. But no, 15,000 miles, screaming in, making an impact. Whereas the airplane in Shanksville, liquefied the ground and buried it so deep that there is no way any human will ever be able to dig out and excavate any sort of evidence from 9/11 there in Shanksville, because it was just buried too deep in the liquid ground due to the force of impact. Meanwhile, in Australia, this thing comes in over 15,000 miles an hour, probably glowing red hot from the heat of entering Earth's atmosphere, don't you know? And it just hits in this right big dry grass patch, sticking out like a fucking jar, like it's cool, whatever.
And this wasn't here for like years. They heard it. They went looking for it when it happened. So it's not like, it's after the grass all grew up over the years. And no, that field should be on fire right now.
And okay, look, I get it. They're carbon fibers. They're used to deflect the heat, right? So this is what we're expected to believe, is that as this thing enters the atmosphere and it just gets so hot that the carbon fibers start to, I guess, burn and break and turn to ash, turn to complete carbon. I don't know. But as they break, that they're left, and these little fibers here are left showing. In all that heat, right, that caused them to break, this is what's left.
How fast is the rocket cart thing? Dave always shows on his, what is that, 8,000 miles an hour? 6,000?
I think that's right. I think 8,000.
8, I think, yeah.
Double speed of that. No impact. It just stuck in there like a dart into a dartboard.
Oh, man.
Just the tip. Sorry, Archer flashback.
Right.
Yeah, see,
but yeah, that's just total nonsense.
None of that burned off in that extreme heat that caused them to break in to begin with. They're just floating and flapping in the breeze because that wouldn't burn. See, this stuff wouldn't burn. Yeah, right? It's
not carbon fiber.
That sure looks nylon to me.
That's burlap.
Like fucking, it looks like nylon lawn chair webbing is what it looked like to me.
You saw the straps on the other piece at the other guy's place that started the video, right? That was the one buried really deep.
He brought that.
Didn't first, rewind all the way to the beginning really quick?
That one.
Yeah, right there. The one you're saying that would have happened 15,000. Oh, now we're seeing some extra
stupid
commercials.
Stuff. Oh, what is this?
Oh, this guy. He's giving us all kind of stuff. And football season? Good Lord. There it is. Maybe they pulled it up out of the dirt to stand it upright. And there's the original way it was found. I know that wasn't. I'm being silly. The grass neatly not singed, burnt, impacted in any way. It must be a thing with space stuff. It all bounces now. Is that how they make it? I know they bounced that thing up on Mars, so apparently it all just bounces around and no impact craters, no scorching, no.
I 2 sticks and rub them together and start that grass on fire. I'm just saying.
A hot enough day
Yeah.
We'll start that grass on fire. But
somebody drops a coke and the sun hits it in the right way, it will start the grass on fire.
Oh, did you see the wobble? Did you see the wobble? Back it up. Oh, okay. Back it up again. Oh, that's the small one. No, that's the small one. But the wobble we're seeing is the big one. Let it go a hair more.
That thing up.
Oh, there's the straps.
There's the
Yeah,
straps I was just looking at. Yeah.
That's the backpack part that it all was assembled in. It's like one of those like one of those green screen chair things for the back of your chair that like folds into a circle and you just kind of plop it out. That must be how it works. There we go. In the wind, it is wobbling. Yeah, that's the tall boy. Yeah, nobody's touching it, right? Back up one more second. I have to see the wobble again, Josh. I'm sorry. It's just intriguing. Wait, one more. There it goes.
There it goes. Look at that.
Wobble, wobble.
Wobble, wobble.
There are shadows next to it. Somebody could have went and pushed it, I guess, maybe to signify that it wobbles. What the?
To signify that it wobbles, that it just
15,000
isn't quite very deep in there.
Oh my goodness. Science, folks. Just.
Yeah, it did look like he might have put his hand on it and pushed it.
That's what I'm saying. I see the leg shadows walking away at that second, so
it's wobbly.
Look at those hairs just blowing in the wind.
Blowing in the wind that did not burn up. Right. Caused them to break. They're not whole complete sections anymore, of course, because, it got burnt up in re-entry, but not the little
napkins on this whole thing.
The whole fucking thing. And that's what's fucked up. It's one thing for a farmer to say, hey, look, I found some space debris in my field. And make it look like that and make people be, yeah, sure, 15,000 miles. And see, it just kind of wobbles. Don't touch it too much because it'll just fall right the fuck over.
There's the proof.
But has anybody come out and be like, no, dude, that's fucking stupid. That's not ours. Does SpaceX ever say, what is this shit? How could that even be possible? No, none of that's happened.
Well, no, they're all for it. Hey, if it promotes space and the fact that, the idea, not the fact, but the idea that they're going up there and these things could fall to Earth, hey, great. If people believe it, good. It's crazy. Just crazy.
I did not catch the wobble, though, Walt. Thank you for that. That's good shit.
Anytime. Yeah, the other story, I'm trying to get off this. The other story, Zach, that concerned me is the sad but true fact. Apparently, all the magnet fissures in the world are causing a shortage of neodymium. So you better get all the magnets you need right now, buddy. See, I didn't know anything about this. Apparently, it's a big YouTube thing. A lot of people have giant neodymium magnets, and they go fishing for metal objects, and it became a big thing. To the point, like, people are like having a channel about it, and on their channel offering links to buy your own magnet from a certain company that provides these high-tech, super strong magnets made with neodymium. Unfortunately, for the last however many months now, those are not there. They're not in stock, back ordered, etc. And it stems from a supply chain issue from China, who pretty much has the market cornered on neodymium. And there's a long, lengthy explanation of how China developed its grip on neodymium magnetic mining, a giant's magnetic nose tip. Is that where the magnet is? The tip of your nose? Anyway.
The bridge of
your nose. Sorry. Yeah. So apparently a giant fell in China. Anyway. So yeah, get your magnets now. They're also crucial for like things like electric vehicle motors, something else. Military applications. But yeah, it is an issue. I'm trying to see here. At the bottom.
That the U.S. government is now giving for people who buy electric vehicles. The only thing is, no cars sold in the United States fit the tax break. You can't buy a car where the battery was made in China. So we don't have any cars where batteries aren't made in China that we sell here in the U.S. So nobody's getting this $7,500 tax break for buying an electric vehicle. And there's other stipulations too about how much money you make per year and this and that. If you make over this, you don't get it. It pretty much nobody is going to be getting this tax break that they are so proud of.
Well, speaking of electric motors and cars, apparently a 17-year-old has designed a motor for an electric car that could potentially transform the industry. I just put that story in and have not read it fully, but it looked interesting, especially when we know there's kids out there like Parker who are next level. So apparently this young gentleman is as well. Robert Sansone. He has created animatronic hands, high-speed running boots, and a go-kart that can reach speeds of more than 70 miles per hour. He's completed at least 60 engineering products in his spare time, based out of Fort Pierce, Florida, and he's only 17. I'm trying to see, there was a link in here, I think, to his stuff, and I will try to send it to you guys, to his maybe channel.
I'm going
to see that. Go ahead.
I just said I'm going to meet Parker one day. I believe he lives down there by you, Walter, in Louisiana.
You know, I had the impression that was a possibility. There's lots of great links in this article, guys, about electric stuff, motors, etc. It's really good. I'm going to send it to you.
Stick around. We still got one more segment of the Ironworks coming up right after these briefest of messages. Who knows what the hell kind of nonsense we're going to dig up. We'll be right back.
Social problems be kind of like professional disasters. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if I know that I've been late a few times, in a social sense, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. Oh, I'll arrive late. Mm-hmm. You know, I gotta make an entrance, and you're used to that in a social setting. And people have said, hey, Jabari, don't be late, man. You're like, all right, no problem. I'll show to the party uptown next time. Yeah. That social issue becomes a professional disaster, because if you're late in that social sense, when you're late as a professional, you can miss out an opportunity. People will see that you're coming in late, so they may limit the recommendations they have for other people towards other people. And then it just doesn't show good for your brand. So to circumvent that, it's, find out what your social problems are, so to speak. What do you do, maybe internally or with friends, that people have told you there's a problem, and fix it there, so that it doesn't affect you and become a professional disaster.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Hey everyone, it's Mark Sargent from Strange World, broadcasting live every Tuesday evening, 10 to 12 Eastern, 7 to 9 Pacific, right here on True Frequency Radio. Strange World covers a wide range of topics, from enclosed world theory to lunar waves to the end of the world in film. It's basically doomsday with a silver lining. With the audience as my co-host, we take an optimistic approach to all things conspiracy and promote confidence, hope, and humor whenever possible. If there's a topic you want us to cover or a guest you would like to see interviewed, please email me at msargent23@comcast.net. So please join me and tell your friends about Truth Frequency Radio, the leader in real radio programming, bringing you quality, cutting-edge broadcasts from around the world.
You are now tuned into the Truth Frequency.
Your protection from deception. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Oh no, really. Welcome back.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Radio, YouTube, Iron Media, Ironworx, whatever the hell you want to call it. Is that actually you, Josh?
I think so. Near as I can tell.
We're back. He's back. The bunny's back in place. No bunny blame here. Hashtag bunny blame.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Oh, that might be the new show title. Hashtag bunny blamed. So yeah, welcome back. Get your magnets. Something else. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the motor. And I shared that story with you guys on various platforms because there are many links to some other interesting information. And something else about magnets. Zack, damn it, where is it? Huh. I know
Yeah, I
there
got a
was
lot
another story. Go ahead, sorry.
I know people like Tesla and all these people since then have been recreating what he's done and this and that, and they have it. There is a certain, it's supposedly they have it, kind of figured out. The way Parker was explaining it, Parker Edmondson on YouTube, young man, brilliant when it comes to electricity. He was saying, the hertz is so important. How many cycles per second that you're running your device at is, now you take that and you take half of that, I think, and that's how many winds, how many feet of coil you need, depending on the hertz. However many hertz you're going to run, it depends on the length of the coil for your transmitter. And then your receiver is supposed to be 1/4 of the length of your transmitter. So your receiving coil, the other coil you have, is supposed to be, and it's supposed to all be like exact. But I don't know. Something inside me says, just do it a different way.
Try it for sure. I know I tore apart a pair of pickups when I was very young and thought I would be the next Frankenstrat builder. Took apart like some single coil. I don't even know, they were on a Tesco Del Rey guitar that I shouldn't have destroyed. But hey, again, I was a kid. And in reading things about different people doing different stuff to their coils and their pickups, like filling them with glue or adding wrappings or removing wrappings. I attempted to add some wrappings because it didn't seem like I was getting that fat, thick sound I wanted. I didn't know at the time the difference between single coil and humbuckers because, again, first guitar and you learn stuff. But definitely coiling is key to we used to make magnets, all the time with the big square 12-volt battery and a nail and some wire, and the more wraps, the stronger the magnet every time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. There's so much to learn still when it comes to electricity. I bet so much has been, hidden away, not even lost.
Talking about this just keyed something in my head. Sorry, Zach, I'm excited. I watched a thing on a channel. I can't remember who. It's a guy who's sciencey, but he's actually a cool sciencey guy. Damn it, I'll have to find the channel in a minute. But on it, he was talking about the Demon Core, which, if you don't know what that is, it was the atomic core created for what would have been the third bomb dropped during World War II to end it. If the two that were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima had not been successful. Now, we all have our theories and our ideas about those bombs. However,
Now they're saying the firebombing was much more devastating.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. That's what the picture is in the fucking museum for the atomic bomb there in Hiroshima. The big, huge picture on the wall that's supposedly the atomic bomb dropping is actually a firebomb.
Yeah, you can see the streets.
So, but anyway,
there's a lot of explosion, in that picture. There's no impact zone, and then everything around that gets blasted out. That's not in the picture. All those buildings fell straight down. You can still see the roads in between the buildings. Sorry.
That's fine. But in this video, he was talking about how once they decided they were not going to, use this bomb core, they had to do something with it. So they were going to, before it got either melted back down and used in other warheads, they would use it for stress testing. That's what they would do to learn more about this atomic reaction they're trying to achieve. And so I had no clue it was this insane and basic of a fucking thing. The dude takes this little nuclear pile of stuff, sets it on a fucking desk, and then starts stacking bricks around it. A certain type of brick. My brain is blocked now and I can't remember. Not just regular old red dirt bricks, but there was a certain type of brick, and it wasn't lead. Damn it, I'll have to go look it up and send you guys a video. Anyway, that's all it was, stacking these bricks to prevent the atoms from escaping the area so that they would increase, get faster and increase and agitate and all this shit. And so he would just stack these bricks around it on a fucking table, not wearing a suit. They didn't know anything about radiation sickness. And he would then get it to the edge of mass explosion, doing its thing, whatever the fuck. And so one day he went to right at the edge of critical mass, realized it was going to go mass if he didn't remove a brick, picked the brick up and accidentally dropped it down into the pile. And then it all escaped and got on him, and he was dead within 9 months. What the fuck? Bricks just stacked around this thing on a table, and that's how they increased the thing. So adding the wire wrapping is where all this kind of went through my head, is maybe similar to that. You know, you talk about keeping the smoke in the wire, but to me, I think that's more of that power, energy, flow, etc., that we still really don't understand, keeping it inside rather than outside. And those wraps of wire, I don't know, just seems like that would be something definitely that could be key to it. Hell, I don't know. Call Parker. I'm just rambling at this point, but you got me excited about it for damn sure. Yes, I have watched Rick Beato. I'm not even sure how to say his name, but he's just not my kind of guy. I don't like his personality there, Travis. I've tried a few different times when he's had topics that I really wanted to enjoy, but there's just something about him that rubs me the wrong way, personality-wise. He's had some great guests come through, and I've watched those. He's really had some topics I wanted to see, something about frequencies. There you go. Walking Axel saw it apparently as well. So I definitely have seen some things by him. He's just not my guy. Not my guy. I have a handful of people I like for music theory, though, that I'll send you some links as well. I'm sure you're familiar with them as well. Anyway.
Now, weren't we told that nuclear fallout was going to last like 10,000 years? Stuff like that? Like it was going to turn places into wasteland for like long periods of time, at least, something like that. I remember hearing that.
Right.
You know, you can go fly to Bikini Atoll where they tested a bunch of nuclear weapons right now. You can just jump on a plane and go fly out to those islands. What was it? A week later, they were opening up shops again in which one was it? I know one of the cities where we dropped the bombs. Was it Hiroshima? They were not living normal life, of course. Most of the city had been destroyed, but people were walking around the streets and living. You know,
it wasn't long. It was like 3 or 4 days, I think, really. Oh, look, Zombie Snoop said 3 days. I mean, it was very quick, yeah. But I mean, where are they going to go, I guess, too, is part of it. And again, we've all had theories about this stuff.
Nuclear fallout and radiation, this and that. Where was all that?
Right. Nuclear winter and et cetera. Yeah. I'm going to put a bookmark in Dom's comment so I don't forget it. And if I don't say it out loud, I will. So I'm going to bring that back around, Dom, in a second.
Did you guys ever hear about that young man who made his own plutonium?
I remember videos of a gentleman eating spoonfuls of
uranium
P-38.
Yeah, this young man made a bunch of it might have been uranium. I'm not sure. But out of household items, he made super radioactive material out in his shed. There's things in certain devices in your home. I guess I can say it. They said it, right? Smoke detectors have something in it.
The opinions expressed on Truth Frequency Radio and on Ironworx are only those of the speakers, not those of the station. Okay, I'm kidding. Go.
Stuff and, stuff all around us that if you get enough of it and do this little alchemical process to it, it makes super radioactive stuff. Anybody can do this. It's wild how simple of a process it is. Now, if you want the pure stuff and you want a real big amount of it, I wouldn't do that in a shed. But he just wanted to see if he could do it. And sure enough, he did. And I think it was like a long time later, like a year after he had started, they went to that little shed and it was super radioactive hot. But I don't think he died from any of that. I don't know.
I don't either. Again, those people in this video I watched, did they die from radiation sickness? Did they get killed to keep a lie about radiation sickness going? Who knows? Apparently the second guy in the video who died pretty horribly. I'll find that and link it to everybody. in chat, because it was very interesting in the fact that this thing was even created, and was it really created or not? Who knows at this point? Before we get too far away, and it's almost time to end this thing, I saw Dawn in chat ask, "What's up, Dawn? Miss you, lady. Does the radio bother anyone? I'm having trouble listening to it now. I have not been able to peacefully, comfortably listen to a radio probably since I was 10, 12 years old. Number one, don't like to be programmed. I like to hear what I want to hear. I want a variety of stuff, and I don't want to just be locked into one thing, and that's what radio became in my teens. So to say I enjoyed radio, probably 12. It was the last time. Now, going forward, there were things about radio that I did enjoy. I worked in radio for some number of years. Great music out there, but if you're stuck in a station you didn't like the format, you're pretty much screwed. Anyway, so yeah, Dom, what radio has become now is an utter fucking laughable joke. There are more than 85 fucking songs in the world. There's more than 115 songs in the world. Yes, I've seen the studies and the math being done, and there are literally stations that cycle songs so repeatedly you will hear the same song 3 to 5 times in a day. There is so much music out there that gets ignored that used to be great stuff and considered awesome, and you don't even hear it anymore on these classic rock stations or classic country stations. I grew up with classic country. There's a thing on my GTA game of all things called Rebel Radio that plays fucking classic country. The stuff they play on the radio now is apparently only Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson are classic country. I mean, it's ridiculous. The pointed, focused lack of variety, putting people in a fucking advertising box, because that's kind of where all this started, was with focused groups and et cetera, to put all this shit into a marketing scheme so that these records would be sold to this age group and this race profiling, et cetera. And it really sickens me, because music's a beautiful thing, and there's lots of beautiful, great, amazing music out there that gets totally ignored by radio. And some of my favorite artists made their name without radio. So what happened? I'm sorry, I just saw a note pop up that kind of broke my brain. Don't know what happened. Anyway, we'll fix it, Zach, for sure. But anyway, yeah, radio is not for me. Now, that is a struggle for me in my life, because unfortunately my significant other likes the radio, and it's kind of what we do sometimes in the car. It's a little thing of a CD versus, programming and commercials and endless crowd that drives me insane. So yeah, I'm there with you, Don. Radio sucks. But listen to Truth Frequency Radio for sure.
I went on a talk radio binge. It first started with sports. I got really into the Cubs. Jeez. Like, I could tell you the last relief pitcher in the rotation. I mean, it was bad. I could tell you the backups for the backups and everything. But that got me on the whole listening to talk radio. And then I quit listening to sports and found out Jones and all that stuff, and I started listening to
yeah, talk radio was great for a while.
AM talk radio, just yeah. And I
Had me
listened
locked up for some time. Yep.
Then it started pissing me off real bad. Like when everything was going left to London in Chicago, that's where I was living, and yeah. So I quit listening to that and started doing, YouTube stuff like that. But yeah, I listened to a lot of talk radio back in the day. That's all I listened to.
It's sweet.
AM radio. Well, actually, I think it started because my old truck didn't get FM. So I was kind of forced to find something else to listen to on my ride into work. Yeah, but AM radio, I used to listen to a lot of NPR back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Click and Clack every Saturday morning.
Hearts of Space, baby. Hearts of Space. No, nobody. God, I'm old.
No, I'm right there with you. But
Oh, okay. Thank you.
well, remember, you broke my
I
brain
was
once upon
saying.
a time because that was.
Well, I thought we had talked about it.
Yeah, we did a whole couple weeks of Hearts of Space.
But no more. No more radio. The only time I listen to radio now is when Jaron and I are in the car and I'm teaching him about music. We always play the Name That Song artist game.
Yeah, the one you break his brain about.
He's getting better. He knew that Baba O'Reilly was sang by The Who, and it blew Bob's mind. He's like, how did you know that? And I knew how he knew it. Yeah, I just love sharing knowledge like that. Even useless knowledge. I love just sharing it with people. And Jaron is a sponge, man. You tell him something and he remembers. It's weird. Teenage Wasteland. That's right. I always liked that song, but I saw Pearl Jam back in 2002. I think it was Allstate Arena. It might have been the United Center. I'm not sure. But they ended the show with that. And all the lights were turned on, and you could see the whole crowd. And right at the part where it goes, "Don't cry," the band quit. So it was like 35,000. I think it was 35,000 people. That's how many it could hold. 35,000 people screaming that one line of the song, singing it with no music, no nothing. It was awesome. Every time I hear that song now, I go there and I see that. I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it. I love having a good memory. It's weird. I don't like when I have a memory, I see it. I like go there again.
Yeah, it's a living experience for me as well. I was just thinking about seeing, believe it or not, the best performance of it. Wait, was that the song? Blue Man Group? Yeah, The Who. Yeah. It was crazy. I'll have to find a video and show it to you guys sometime if you've never seen them do it. Very underrated musical group if you've never been exposed to the actual Blue Man Group music, not just them throwing paint on each other and eating marshmallow guns or whatever. There's actually some amazing music on their What Is Rock CD. But I'll find the Who. Hang on.
I can see for miles. I mean, they were saying it. Won't get fooled again. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Man, they were just screaming it at us.
It's Bob O'Reilly. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I know my Who. My little brother knew that at 3 years old.
Still a great performance here, though.
Go Stump Adults. That song would come on, and he was like 3 years old. And I'd ask an adult, "What's the name of that song?" "Oh, Teenage Wasteland." I'd look at my little brother, "Matthew, what's the name of that song?" "Baba O'Reilly." And now he's a Who deadhead. He actually went and saw the Who. Minus John Entwistle, though.
That dude was a beast on the bass.
Play with Ringo in the All-Star Band.
Watching his fingers while he plays just astounded me when I was trying to figure out bass early on as a young teenager. Yeah, I saw him live too, Nemo. Me and my sons, we went and saw him when they came through with that same tour. Anyway, sorry, I'm all excited about the Blue Man Group now.
I saw Blue Man Group just for a halftime show. It was the Big Ten conference final for college basketball, men's college basketball.
I was working at an arcade in like early 2000, and one of my young attendants had the same taste in games and music and things. He turned me on. He was the guy that turned me on to oh man, what movie is it? Anyway, on a movie I got into, and now I can't remember the name of it because I'm really sleepy. Anyway, he was like, if you like drums, and I'm like, yeah, well, check this out. And I'm like, Blue Man Group, don't they do like commercials or something? What are you talking about? And so, yeah, put that on, headphones, he said, and get lost. And my God, drumming is not even the word. Percussion, extraordinary. It's an amazing CD. Put it on, get lost in it. And then about probably 4 years later, walking through a store and just glanced into the DVD section, and there was a live video. And I'm like, what? Okay. I probably wore grooves into that DVD because we watched it every day, over and over and over. It was so freaking amazing. If you can find the performance on YouTube, I highly recommend it. It is phenomenal. Music, amazing stuff.
Okay, well, I got to end my part of the show on this. Vertex. What do the Deadheads say? How do we? Wow, this music sucks.
Excellent.
Love y'all. You guys have a great day. This afternoon, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we don't have a clue. You guys are going to be the show. Trust me.
Again, maybe burn myself again. We'll see.
Yeah, but we're definitely going to open the lines up and get you in here. That was the plan in the back of my mind anyway. So, and who knows? We may have surprises. I don't know. It'll surprise me.
Oh,
sorry. I'm just making sure we get grounded extracts.
I was actually going to switch accounts right now to go do that. So, yeah, not sure what happened there.
Yeah, he said there's people in a few of the chats. There's some mod that's a mod in a few different chats that doesn't like him and banned from Jaren.
Try now, James. If you get a chance, switch accounts real quick and try now. You should be good to go. Should have it taken care of. Thank you, guys. Do come back this evening for Have No Fear. We'll open up the flat line. We'll throw some links out. We'll have some real good old-fashioned badass conversations. Or come back next week for a Tuesday, Friday episode of the Ironworx Truth Frequency Radio TFR Live. Be good. Be well. We love you. Bye-bye.